on CTV News at 5.
There's affordability for sure when it comes to housing prices.
Moving up, 4 maritime cities land on Canada's most affordable list. Do you live in one?
This is like perseverance. This is joy. This is, generations of families coming up in Scotia.
Through generations, a new exhibit explores the rich history of African Nova Scotians.
People will think Jennifer Hintenberger when they think kettlebells.
And dynamic duo, a mother and daughter make their mark on the kettlebell circuit.
Rain and fog still in the region tonight, with some showers lingering for Wednesday.
Live from the Maritime's News Center, this is CTV News at 5.
Good evening and welcome to CTV News at 5. I'm Maria Penopalis. Thank you for joining us. First at 5 tonight, affordable address. Royal LePage has released its 2026 Most Affordable Canadian Cities report. This year, Lethbridge, Alberta claimed the #1 spot, but 4 maritime cities also cracked the top 15. CTV's Derek Haggett has a breakdown of the local numbers, and he joins us now. Derek.
Maria, I spoke with one local realtor today who says she wasn't the least bit surprised that 4 maritime cities made the top 15 most affordable list in Canada, including right here in Moncton. Natalie Davison says the East Coast remains a very competitive market on the national real estate landscape, and there are several reasons people want to come to the Moncton area.
There's affordability for sure when it comes to housing prices, but there's also the quick commute times, the access to nature, and just a lifestyle that can't really be replicated in a larger center in Canada.
A new report by Royal LePage shows 4 maritime cities among the country's 15 most affordable, 3 of which are in New Brunswick. St. John came in second overall, where the average home price is $265,000 and about 20% of a household's income goes to a mortgage payment. Fredericton and Moncton ranked 9th and 14th consecutively. In both cities, the average cost of a house is still under $400,000, and the affordability factor is between 28 and 30%. Charlottetown just made the list at 15 with an average house cost of $428,000 and a monthly mortgage that will cost you 31% of your income.
I think Atlantic Canada has always been viewed as an affordable place, proportionally quite affordable place to stay. St. John, New Brunswick, is a great example of that. I would describe the activity in St. John as very similar to what the rest of the country would have seen during COVID.
Of those who rent, 52% would consider buying a home in one of Canada's 15 most affordable cities. But do people in Moncton think it's more affordable here than elsewhere in the country?
Not overly, not anymore. Living isn't affordable, groceries aren't affordable. I mean, I got a pretty good job too, and I live by myself with no kids.
Yeah, the taxes here are crazy. The energy bills are crazy. I think it could do a little bit better. We could invest a little bit more into public transportation, into public services. Otherwise, I feel like we're doing all right.
Compared to like Halifax is quite expensive in terms of like home affordability and stuff. So I find it's more affordable than there, I would say.
You just heard that man say how expensive Halifax is. In case you were wondering, no Nova Scotia cities made the list. In fact, Halifax was ranked 24 out of 62 cities as the most affordable cities in Canada to live. Maria.
Oh, very interesting information tonight. Thank you, Derek. CTV's Derek Haggett for us in Moncton. And that actually brings us to tonight's web poll. We are asking, have you considered moving to a more affordable community? These are your options. Yes, I already did, or I'm thinking about it, and your final option, no, I'm not considering a move. Just go to ctvnewsatlantic.ca to weigh in and to see the latest poll results. All right, over to Todd Battis now at the anchor desk, where he's standing by with a look at the day's headlines. Hi there, Todd.
Hi, Maria. Tonight at 6, the jury has begun deliberations in that double murder trial in St. John, where a 46-year-old man has pleaded not guilty to 2 counts of first-degree murder. He's charged with killing a 10-year-old boy and a 17-year-old boy. CTV's Avery McRae is at the courthouse, and he will give us the details of the day's proceedings and whether a verdict is imminent. That's at 6. Today is Election Day, Nova Scotia's newest riding. Voters in the new Acadian riding of Cheticamp, Margaries, Pleasant Bay are voting for the riding's first MLA. The polls are open until 8 o'clock tonight. The political parties, as you can appreciate, are watching this very closely as well. We'll get the latest from Northwest Cape Breton at 6. It's been a day since Halifax's Auditor General released the results of an audit into the finances in the Mayor's office, an audit that's led to a probe by the RCMP. As you can appreciate, there's been plenty of reaction from both inside and outside of City Hall. Coming up at 6, we'll hear from the Mounties and from the Mayor himself. Right now, let's go to the CTV Weather Center. You saw the rain and some of those images. Caleb is going to talk about it. No shortage of it.
No, it's a soggy and foggy evening for many parts of the Maritimes. Temperatures today mostly held in the teens because of the increased cloudiness and that wet weather that's been coming down. So far, the rain has been steadiest and heavy at times right along the Bay of Fundy coastline in New Brunswick, coastal areas of the southwest. Getting some high rainfall reports out of the Grand Manan area. The rainfall there might range somewhere between 60 and close to 100 millimeters of rain. We'll see if I get a few more reports by tomorrow morning and find a couple more totals out of that southwestern corner of New Brunswick. Still waiting for some totals as well for Nova Scotia and Prince Edward Island because the rain's still coming down for those provinces. We'll continue to do so as we head through this evening and tonight. So we're not close to having finalized amounts out of this weather system quite yet. Taking a look at the winds out of the south and southeast, and they're being sustained in a lot of cases between around 10 and 30 kilometers per hour. It is a little bit gustier for parts of Nova Scotia. We're especially around some coastal areas and in the Annapolis Valley. Some of those gusts are getting up between 40 and 50. Over on radar and satellite, we can still see we've got that rain making its way through. There is the possibility of some embedded downpours or a few small thunderstorms still as we make our way through tonight, and talk more about it and what's coming up in behind it when I'm back a little bit later on. Maria.
Thank you very much, Kaylin. So a new farmers market in Lower Sackville, Nova Scotia, features local food and crafts every Wednesday evening. CTV's Jim Quammen takes us to the Greater Bedford Farm and Craft Market for a preview.
There's just a few things coming my way this time around now.
Greater Bedford Farm and Craft Market Society was founded in 2026. We're a non-profit farmers market located in Lower Sackville, but we're servicing the Greater Bedford area of Halifax Regional Municipality. We were founded by 3 small business owners with a lot of experience in farmers markets, and we were looking to create our own market in this area, bringing together a lot of different vendors.
And everything you see here is available for custom order too?
Every week we have a variety of vendors, 25 to 35 of them, ranging from food products, artisans, crafters, bakers, and every week we also provide space to a nonprofit community group to help them raise awareness for their initiatives.
She likes those, and these are coconut.
Initiatives like this are important for the community for many reasons. They offer an opportunity for small business owners to connect with customers in their community, to increase awareness of their products. And with the Shop Local initiatives that are gaining a lot of traction right now, it's giving customers an opportunity to connect with those people in their community. Our farm market will be operating every Wednesday from June until November, 4 to 7 p.m. at 61 Glendale Avenue in Lower Sackville.
Oh, I just love that. So many fun things to explore. And again, Greater Bedford Farm and Craft Market, if you'd like to look it up. And as she just mentioned, every Wednesday from 4 until 7. So that's tomorrow evening if you're interested and in the area. All right, time for our first break. Still to come, find out how to win a trip for 2 to PEI with our Island Escape contest. And here's a preview of our next story.
I'm Vanessa right here in Halifax, where this art exhibit is exploring the rich history and lineage of African Nova Scotians, and it just so happens to be right in the heart of the city. Details are just ahead on CTV News at 5.
Welcome back. So a Halifax art exhibit gets up close and personal with its portrayal of African Nova Scotians and their rich history. CTV's Vanessa Wright stopped by today for a preview of Through Generations.
This isn't your average art exhibit. All around the room are faces with no names or descriptions, but the warm and welcoming smiles have a familiarity to them.
They're Scotians. They're black Scotians from all over the province. And, you know, what's incredible is there's generations of different families, and they're people that you may interact with every single day if you're in province.
The photos were taken at an African Heritage Month gala 2 years ago. Recently, there was interest to repurpose the portraits and create this immersive exhibit called Through Generations. It captures the lineage and rich history of African Nova Scotians of all ages.
We've had a lot of tourists, people who are not from Nova Scotia, come in and it pulls them in just based off of the high quality of the art, the high quality of the photographs and the story that they're telling. And so people want to know more is the main thing that I'm taking away is people go, well, where did this come from? What's the history here?
Well, there are at least 30 portraits at this exhibit, each one telling its own unique story. But what truly connects them all is the bright smile across each face.
The thing that I love the most is the joy about it, because so often when we talk about Black art and Black narratives, so much of it can focus on our trials or some of the pain that Black people have to go through. But this is the opposite of that. This is like perseverance. This is joy. This is, you know, generations of families coming up in Scotia and representing in the best of ways.
The exhibit officially opened up at the To Be Theatre along Halifax's Quinpool Road and plans to stay open until September, keeping these friendly faces on display, hoping someone will ask about the story behind them. Vanessa Wright, CTV News, Halifax.
Thank you, Vanessa. I love that. I especially love that everybody's smiling.
That's right. And it seems to be making a connection with people, so that's fantastic.
So joyful. Yeah. Absolutely wonderful. All right.
Maybe a great day to be inside and exhibit.
You know what I was going to say, Caitlin? I'm having a hard time enjoying this weather because, like, between the wind and the rain, it's like, look, bad hair days abound.
Yes. Well, into every June month in the Maritime, some rain must fall, and it was coming down today. Working its way in west to east, so it was just increasing cloudiness when this video was taken earlier today at Grand Tang, Nova Scotia. That's in Cape Breton. I'll have more on the forecast coming up after the break.
CTV and Northumberland Ferries want to send you on an island escape. One lucky viewer will win a fun-filled vacation for two on Prince Edward Island, including travel to and from PEI aboard Northumberland Ferries. We're also throwing in accommodations, dining, and more. To enter, just go to ctvatlantic.ca or click on the QR code on your screen right now. We'll announce the winner on Friday, July 3rd. Good luck, everybody. What a super-duper prize. And Kaylin Mitchell joins us now with a look at how things are shaping up weather-wise.
Yeah. Well, no escape from the gray skies in the Maritimes today. It was pretty cloudy region-wide, and then, of course, we had rain, drizzle, and fog. The rain certainly steady, even heavy at times for parts of the region, especially around the southwestern corner of New Brunswick and the southwest of Nova Scotia. Just received a report in the Yarmouth area has maybe picked up close to 54 millimeters of rain. There's a look at our sunrise and sunset times there as we were looking out at Shad Bay in Nova Scotia. Barometric pressure has fallen compared to yesterday. Will continue to fall a little bit at the approach to this low pressure system, which is making its way north of Cape Cod. It'll be moving up and along the Atlantic coastline of Nova Scotia, headed towards eastern areas of Newfoundland. And because of that, we have more wet weather in the forecast for tonight. Now, for the province of New Brunswick, the bulk of the rain is going to be clearing through as we go through this evening, and behind it, there'll be some patchy drizzle and fog during the overnight hours. But it's going to be a pretty rainy night for both Prince Edward Island and most of Nova Scotia, and both of those provinces are likely to start the day tomorrow with some wet weather. Now, not seeing any lightning at the moment in the Maritime region, but you can see these bright spots of color within the greens, these yellows and oranges, and that is indicating some higher rainfall rates. So there is certainly the potential for brief downpour-like conditions within that rain, and a low chance that there could be a couple small thunderstorms as we move through the night. But like I said, at this time, no lightning being picked up in the Maritimes. So taking a look at our timeline for cloud cover and precipitation, let's bring it forward to around midnight. At that time, it's still rain, drizzle, and fog for Nova Scotia and Prince Edward Island, but New Brunswick should be out of it. Just some patchy drizzle and fog there that will linger into the start of the day for tomorrow. Early Wednesday morning, another round of some rain and some showers is going to quickly move southwest to northeast across Nova Scotia. There'll still be some rain and some showers at the start of the day for Prince Edward Island. That clears out by around the early afternoon, exiting to the northeast of Cape Breton, but in behind it, there'll be some isolated showers around the Maritime. Sun breaks through a little bit for New Brunswick and the southwest of Nova Scotia. And for New Brunswick, late afternoon into early evening, where a few spotty showers pop up, there will be a risk that a few of those could develop into a couple of thunderstorms. So that's for the province of New Brunswick for tomorrow. Taking a look at winds in the forecast for tonight, remain southerly up till around midnight, and then tomorrow the wind direction changes as the system moves past. It becomes mostly a northwest wind for the Maritimes, and there'll be some wind gusts between 20 and 40 kilometers per hour. Low temperatures for tonight are going to be in the range of around 12 to 15 degrees, not particularly cold, not with the cloud cover and the wet weather moving through. And I've got a bunch of lightning icons there for both Nova Scotia and Prince Edward Island, but remember that's a pretty low chance of some small embedded thunderstorms, a little bit of a higher chance of some brief downpours. Taking a look at highs in the forecast for tomorrow in the province of New Brunswick, mostly high teens, low 20s, mid to late afternoon and into early evening. That's your period of time where there is a chance of a thunderstorm. For Prince Edward Island for tomorrow, rainy start to the day, then a chance of a shower in the afternoon. High temperatures will be around 17 degrees. And for Nova Scotia, remember there'll be a round of rain and showers that move southwest to northeast through the morning hours, exiting Cape Breton in the early afternoon. In behind it, a lower chance of a shower, best chance for sunny breaks in the southwest of that province. Most of the high temperatures will be in the high teens, low 20s, though 15 to 18 degrees for Cape Breton. All right, let's take a look at our Weather Watcher for tonight. And tonight's Weather Watcher is coming in from 8-year-old Mika. And sometimes we get some rain moving through and the sun comes out quickly in behind it. We can get some rainbows. And that's exactly what Mika has sent us a drawing of. Thank you. It's a very nice rainbow. Weather Watchers can come in anytime to CTV Weather Watchers, P.O. Box 1653, Halifax, Nova Scotia, B3J2Z4, or email kaylin.mitchell@bellmedia.ca. Maria.
Thank you very much, Kaylin. So when you're online searching, you may see pop-up ads selling everything from clothing and cosmetics to e-bikes. As CTV's Pat Foran reports, often they'll be heavily discounted, making it seem like they're a great deal. But what you pay for isn't always what you get.
It just feels like a big sleeping bag.
Stephanie LaFleur of Milton was online when she noticed an ad for a coat. She clicked on the link and saw it was 42% off, so she bought it for $117. When it showed up, it wasn't like the coat in the photo and was 4 sizes too small.
It was nothing like the jacket that was advertised. I did do some measurements. They were off by about 14 inches.
The store she ordered it from was called El Toronto, so she thought it was a local purchase. But instead it came from China, which is where she'll have to ship it to if she wants a refund.
To return it, I would have to pay for the shipping to send it back to China, which I imagine would be about the same cost as the jacket.
It's just terrible quality.
Andrea Nash of Vaughan saw an ad for a summer party dress. She paid $85 for the outfit, but says when it showed up, it was nothing like the dress in the advertisements.
The dress that they sent me barely resembled the one in the images.
When she asked for a refund, she was also told she would have to ship the dress to China at her expense.
You're responsible for the shipping, and you have to send it back to our warehouse in China.
Unfortunately, the situation is far too common right now.
Retail analyst Bruce Winder says the best way to avoid disappointment when shopping online is to stick with brands you already know and trust.
A red flag for me is a company that you've never heard of or a company that doesn't have infrastructure in Canada. The risk profile goes up significantly.
In the case of LaFleur's coat, CTV News reached out to El Toronto and the company said, "We're here to help resolve the issue. We'll review the details." Days later, LaFleur got a refund and she got to keep the coat, which is now a bed for her cat.
Thank you so much, CTV. You guys have been great. I really appreciate you guys helping me out with this jacket, and I'm so happy to get that money back. Thank you so much.
Pat Foran, CTV News.
Thank you, Pat. Time for our final break here. When we come back, though, a family affair.
I'm Brianne Foley in Halifax, where one mother-daughter duo takes championship pedigree to another level. We'll have that story coming up tonight on CTV News at 5.
TSN, CTV, and Crave are your home for coverage of FIFA World Cup 2026. Now, on certain dates, CTV News at 5 and CTV News at 6 will move to CTV2. And that includes tomorrow, so make sure to look for us on CTV2. Now, for a complete schedule, you can go to ctvnewsatlantic.ca. Time for our final story of the evening now. Becoming a world champion is impressive at any stage, but this mother-daughter duo really raises the bar. CTV's Brianne Foley introduces us to the pair that has winning in their DNA.
I started kettlebell lifting over 20 years ago and started the sport 16 years ago. One of the biggest questions people ask me is how I tend to continue to break world records and compete in the open division amongst the 20-year-olds at 45.
Jennifer Hindenberger is a 9-time world champion in kettlebell lifting. She started as a way to connect as a personal trainer.
I noticed everyone wanted to switch from their personal trainer over to me because my workouts looked really fun. And so with that, I thought, there's something here. And so I thought, I'm going to become the first world-class master of sport athlete in the country.
Jennifer started training her mother, Gina, about 15 years ago.
My daughter opened a kettlebell studio and asked me if I wanted to join her boot camp, so that's where I went. To spend time with my daughter, number one, and number two, yeah, just to get back into shape. Yeah, I used to be more athletic before I had children.
Becoming a multiple world champion herself, and at 69, lifting what many 20-year-olds couldn't do. It's for me, it's super satisfying to see how much she inspires all lifters, men, women of all ages.
The women use the sport as a way to heal. 18 years ago, Jennifer lost her brother, Gina her son. Kettlebell helped them cope and continues to push them.
It has been critical and real. My mom has become my best friend. And I think a lot of that has to do with the sport, because growing up, my mom, there were 4 of us, so my mom was busy working full-time plus hours and managing all 4 of us in sports.
To change my health completely and, yeah, work more on keeping myself healthy, to be more competitive and to spend more time with my children and grandchildren.
Proving that family matters and age is just a number.
It's just mind over matter. You just gotta want to do it, and if you don't try, you'll never know. Just important to prove that at any age you can do whatever you put your mind to.
Continuing to break my own personal records and world records at 45.
And they'll continue to do the heavy lifting for their mind and body. Brianne Foley, CTV News, Halifax.
Ladies, you are amazing. I'm going to call my mom. We're going to take up kettlebell together.
Awesome. I love that.
It'll take us a while to reach your status, though. Outstanding.
We just had a couple rainfall warnings issued in the province of Nova Scotia for Queens, Lunenburg, and Halifax County. Earlier, I said I received a report from Yarmouth. They picked up about 54 millimeters of rain, and some of that heavier rain is making its way towards that part of Nova Scotia, so I'll update that coming up CTV News at 6.
We'll see you and Todd at 6 o'clock. I'll see you tomorrow on CTV2. The national news is next.